It's hard to understand the way that you went out. I bet you're living with a little hint of doubt. Maybe next time when you go to show your hand, you won't cut and run, you'll finally make a stand. 'Cause I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. Yeah, I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. Existential questions always get you down. All you want to know is are we lost or found? Is there something that you feel you need to chase? I bet you thought you'd put me in my place. 'Cause I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. Yeah, I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. Yeah, I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. You can run, you can hide, but inside, I'm finally getting to you. Yes, it's true. I still love you, but I am getting to you.
Stand by to initiate release sequencer. On my mark.
We're on express elevator to hell. Going down.
2, 1. Mark.
Okay.
Welcome back to the Resupply with me, guy next door.
Me, DK.
Bringing in no Than.
And that's it.
And that's it.
Ah! Screwed me up.
Bringing nailed it. Bringing your weekly
What a Hollywood dick.
your weekly double tap of all things Space Marines and Laser Force. We're one Than short of a picnic. I think that's how the saying goes.
It's the right number of fans to be short.
One sandwich short of a picnic. So weird, only two faces on here. Just wait, Shawnee. Just wait. We have someone waiting in the wings, but we'll bring them on shortly. There's a hint if you look anywhere on any social media that we have, or even in the title of the stream. But we'll get to him. We'll get to him soon.
I say we take off
a
and
nuke
nuke
already.
the entire site from orbit.
I had to pause all the other channel point stuff for the channel. Nukes and Hydrate Bar are the last two left for this particular show, because bees I feel would be very disruptive for what we do.
Eve, drop the controls.
Yeah. I put neck nets in all of my thing. All right, we're gonna roll with it. This upcoming tournament, no clothes.
Naked nats?
Yeah, clothing optional.
Naked nats.
How are you, DK? It's nice to see you. You doing good?
I'm doing okay, my friend.
Yeah.
I'm Ooh, look at that.
You know
Look
what?
at that Hoodlum 1 year anniversary.
Oh, 1 year, 12 months. Bees! I can't believe we've been doing this for a year now.
Yeah, basically that long.
It's crazy. Well, this format of the show, obviously, we had the podcast before, but and honestly, we probably wouldn't have kept it going if it wasn't for all of you awesome people in chat, because I'm a sucker for pleasing people, and if I could do that in real time, perfect. But no, seriously, thank you so much, Hoodie, for your 12 months of support, bro. It means the friggin' world to us. Suck it, Than. Not here. And this is where the content comes from. Exactly right.
Exactly.
I could just talk to you guys for an
Exactly.
hour. Oh,
Pretty
Glader! Damn it, taking all my money. I appreciate it. Look at all the things that I buy with your money.
Yep.
Yeah. You like to suck to please people? Yes. Yeah, depends.
Blimey.
Well, yeah, I mean, you gotta pay me more, but we can work something out. Goodness me. Already derailed. Already off the rails. It's fine. How was your therapy session this oh, that's not you. That's the other guy.
What an asshole.
No, I mean in the sense of that's what we normally do to I'm loath to say fill time, support our friend.
It's an important thing.
It is
It's an important thing we do.
It really is.
Yeah, my only therapy is like physical therapy, essentially, because I'm having to retrain my knee on like how I run and ride my bike, because I'd been having that kind of problem with my right knee, like a little bit of tendonitis. Because people have commented on it over the years that I have an unusual gait that is sort of a chicken and egg situation with my abnormally large ass. So, you know, my feet get kind of splayed out in either direction a little bit. And I think like when I'm riding my bike, it's kind of put a little undue stress on my knee. So I've had to raise my seat up, start making sure my toes point in the right direction. So it's a little awkward, like retraining yourself. Like, okay, here's how you're supposed to walk. I learned that when I was, I don't know, when do kids learn to walk? At like 5? I don't
like
know.
about somewhere between 5 and 7, I think.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, whenever you
it's
get
still a well-known fact that
you get
children
let
know
out
how to stroll until they're 12.
from underneath the house. Like as soon as you manage to get free of that, then you can stand up and walk. Spoken like
But
a
you have
guy
a baby
who made
cage.
kids. Hoodlum thinks you have a lovely ass. That's very nice. It's very nice.
I knew that already.
I would assume that at least 6 months worth of your subscription is for that very reason.
Yep.
For that badunk-a-dunk. You're having a similar problem retraining your turnout for dance because of hips. Honestly, like, I would say, because I've known a lot of you for a long time now, and all of us are getting old together. So, yeah, my knee makes the weirdest sound. It basically yodels as I walk upstairs. It's horrific. As soon as you get to that point, you want to go see the doctor. Where's my notes? I had some notes, and then I minimized them. There we go. Yeah. So no Than today. Than is off being a rock star. As most of you know, Than is the drummer for a band called the Jet Noise. And he's off doing that tonight. I don't think they're streaming it anywhere, are they? It's just regular old go and play music for people.
Yeah, he didn't tell me they were. I figured he would have posted that someplace if we could have tuned in.
He'd be like, guys, cut the show in half, right? Then come watch me, and then come back, and I'll give you a shout out on stage. And you know we're chasing those followers, so I'd be happy to do it.
Yeah. Don't pay attention to us. Here's an actual band.
Speaking of followers, we're at 280 something, 280-ish. So we are charging forward to that 300 follower mark, which is pretty awesome. We appreciate like everyone who comes and watches not only this show but watches me play with crap during the week. Hey Maddie, what's up? Oh, we have a treat for you. But yeah, so do not pass go has just been resupplied. Dude.
Hey, there we go.
Hey, you missed your
What
birthday.
up, Lenny?
Yeah, no, it wasn't your birthday. It was Jesse's birthday. Sorry about that. But I missed your birthday shout out too. So whenever your birthday is, let me know and I'll give you a shout out. He said it's not being streamed. Okay, cool. That's good. Cool. All right. I think there's not a whole lot for us. Oh, actually, just so you're aware, DK, I built this guy this week. This lovely Lego Iron Man thing this week. Building
Saw the
Lego.
announcement for it.
Oh, you did? Yeah. You're like, not for me. Go back to sleep.
I'm like, it's 2 a.m. Get out of here.
But honestly, like building Lego on stream has almost become my like therapy. It's so relaxing, dude. If there's any adults out there who are sick of doing adulting for a little while, want to break from the rigors of adult life, buy yourself some sort of Lego set, and build it, because it will calm. It's so nice and calm. Either that or I don't know.
Like, this is the weirdest shit. You know, remember how people were all freaked out back in the 90s? They're just like, oh, TV's getting so much more violent. People are gonna have to like watch the most horrendous shit by the 2020s and stuff.
Yeah.
What do people do now? They turn on Twitch and they watch people build Legos and play video games. So it's like, I don't know. We're in a weird entertainment cycle.
Well,
but
so
hey, however people want to spend their free time.
It's either that or watching, people in a hot tub. Those are the three main things you can find on Twitch: video games, Lego, or hot tub stream. Which at some point, that's gonna be us. We're gonna, yeah. It is something actually that I'm toying with. We joked about it earlier in the week, but stay tuned.
The only way I'm getting in a hot tub with you is if there's a time machine attached.
With some sort of hot tub time machine.
Time machine.
Right. So, if you're expected to watch it, I hope you guys would pay. Oh, okay. I hope you guys would pay you. No way. You could pay me to keep my clothes on. Hey, Dolly, what's going on? So yeah, I did. So the way that kind of went about is I jokingly said if we get 5 gift subs, we'll do a hot tub stream, in Australia, and immediately Daz, gifted 5 subs. So I was like, fuck. I can't believe that worked. Or if people give another 5, no. Oh, that's not good. That's okay. Look, we're gonna switch across. You'd like to be resupplied with mugs or beers when the hot tubs are happening? There will be beers, Manny. Will be beers. But we're gonna switch across to our good friend. Let me just quickly bring him in. Most of you know who he is. Boom! There he is, sitting in his kingdom, sitting amongst his trinkets.
Hello, my people.
Everyone, please.
Great to be here.
Welcome to the podcast, our good friend Wolfman out of Detroit. How are you, bro?
I am glorious.
Good.
It's great to be here on
Now-
this prestigious streaming.
Now, normally, you've obviously been on the podcast before.
Yeah, back in the dark ages.
That's right. So a lot of people who haven't traveled to Detroit, or Sacramento back then, wouldn't have seen your face. So it's very nice to put face to the name. I mean, we go back, but you know.
I'm glad you all could see what I look like.
Look at how wolfish she is.
You need some. So hey, Inksy, what's going on? You need a like a hood or a blanket to kind of go with the basement look.
Right. I mean, I do have a sweatshirt on. I mean, I could just. put my
Yes,
hood up.
I was gonna say, like, I understand why Steve is all bundled up because it's winter in his hemisphere. What the hell's wrong with you, man? It's like 100
I
degrees
keep it-
out.
I keep it at a crisp 66 degrees in my house all
Smart.
year round, and the outside heat can go shove off. So
Oh, enjoy that power bill.
it's
it's good.
It seems smart to me to cool your house down to the point where you need to wear a sweatshirt. That's what you want to do. That's called energy efficiency, yo. It's actually like the quintessential American thing is that we're going to use a bunch of power to reduce the temperature, and then we'll just rug up. Like that's how we regulate. Yeah. Honestly, I'd do the same thing.
Don't blame you.
What's been going on, man? How that's weird. What's happening with you? How's life treating you? How's the old lockdown been for you?
I mean, it's been trying. Obviously, like at the beginning of all this, you know, being limited to the things that I'm able to do, you know, it's trying on the mental health. Obviously, I've found solace in being on Discord with a lot of people, you know, just doing more things digitally with people from all around the world, DK and yourself included. And you know, I've been you know, doing my best. You know, I've had to go to work the whole time. Being in the grocery industry, you know, my job didn't stop, so I've been in the thick of it, you know, in the big crazy of it for the last year and a half, and we're just starting to, you know, see the light at the end of the tunnel in terms of normalcy over here. I know it could have definitely happened like a lot sooner. That is a 100% knock on Americans. We suck. But
Facts.
you know, the vaccination rollout here has been pretty awesome. I'm glad to see people are getting it. You know, they've released the mask restriction for people that are vaccinated. So that's good. I've been able to actually go and do some things, like I've been able to get back into the gym, you know, take my wife to a movie, and it's been good. It'll be awesome when we are all able to do things together internationally again.
That will be nice.
Yeah, that thought's been getting me there, you know. I mean, this tournament coming up, it's the fact that I can even go to it is just a complete, like, you know, mood refresher for me. So I'm super excited about that.
It was such a punch in the gut, like when we had to cancel, like, and you know, obviously we it's not the worst thing that happened in 2020, but like it was up there. Top 3.
Close though.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Close.
our
It's
own
like,
little cultural bubble, you know. Like, you know,
Yeah.
the grief as a whole, you know, was different, and you know, obviously in certain areas. But I mean, for us, it's like, man, like laser tags, like what brings us together. And I know I was ready to go. DK actually bought tickets, and so yeah, I mean, when it got
first class,
canceled,
baby.
Yeah, like you're exactly right though. Like it's our culture. It's what brings us together, and yeah, I do like the use of the word grief, because there's been a lot of that, you know, floating around, and that's exactly what it felt like. So, yeah, it was certainly a form of grief when we had to, you know, let go of the idea that we'd see each other, you know, that year or whatever. But you know, it's like you said, it's starting, the inkling of returning to some sort of normalcy is, you could see it. It's there, and we just got to get there. Soon. I thought actually no, don't even worry. We're gonna sidestep.
Circle back to it.
Yeah, we'll circle around. What's that piece of jewelry you got slung over your shoulder there, my dude?
This
Yeah,
thing.
that's very nice.
This
What
is-
is
Oh,
that?
that thing. That thing.
This is the Laser Force International Tournament Championship belt, where I am still currently active reigning champion along with my 6 other teammates. So it's really nice that these tournaments have been put on hold, because we haven't had to give this baby back to anybody else.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now,
Well, I guess that leads me to the first interview question, which is,
It's not on the list.
will the belt be put on the line on this tournament? And if not, why are you a coward?
Okay, so that's a fair question, and to speak for myself and for my teammates and for everybody else, fuck you. But the real answer is, to be completely fair, I would put this up on the line, but I don't think that that's fair, considering that this tournament is still, in all like sense of the matter, like still limited in terms of people that are able to come, and I don't think that it would be fair to put this up with the group that we're playing with and not knowing who's actually going, and it not being able to be at full capacity like we want it to with international players. And that is the only reason why I wouldn't put this up, because I did think about it, depending on like, and obviously I'm saying I'm thinking about it like it's my decision, because it's not, but it just wouldn't be fair to, like, you know, the Australias and the New Zealands of the world to put this up when they're not able to come and try to claim it themselves. So that's the only reason why I don't think personally that we should be able to give this up yet.
We should just get like an alternative fake Nats belt. It's just like a piece of twine that we cut off. It's like 3 feet long. It's like, yeah, here's your belt for this year. You won fake Nats.
So it's funny you say that, because so back in 2013 when I started playing, I did something for our members nights, and you know, anyone from Detroit that's listening will know what I'm about to say. So I actually at the same time I started playing laser tag, I got back into wrestling, and so I bought like a bunch of like the kid belts, and
Awesome.
based on whoever had the like highest average score for Space Marines during our like members nights, they would get a belt that coincided with the position that they outscored in, and then they would carry it over to like the next week.
That's
and it was
dope.
just something fun that we did, and it got everybody like, you know, super hyped about it. It wasn't anything serious, but it was cool. So I could bring back one of those belts as like an intermediary to like make people feel good, but
I'm down.
I don't know.
I'm down.
What a
Yeah.
great way, just on that, what a great way to get people coming back to your members night. Like, if you win a bout, and then you're kind of obligated to go back and you know, put the belt up for grabs. So there's that, and then also like, I've always wanted a wrestling belt, and they didn't have them in New Zealand for years and years. Wins belt never returns. That is a possibility. But yeah, like, that's such a good idea. I might have to steal that one for us. What the hell is a members night? You know, it's where a bunch of friends gather to play laser tag.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like a trophy that you forgot to take to the award ceremony. I'm glad you brought that up. Appreciate it. It might still be. Sounds gross. Yeah, isn't that where COVID gets spread? But yeah. So for anyone that didn't know, the belt is supposed to be won or put up for grabs at a international tournament. But seeing as there isn't going to be one of those until next year, I'd just keep it at your house, bro. Like, I'd be fine with that.
It's cycled between me and Micro over the last like couple months, so
I'm glad you guys have shared it.
It helps him get to sleep at night.
Does it play music?
He loves it. No, it just like it emanates winning vibes that just put him
like
straight to sleep.
Taps on it, create himself some Laser Force themed ASMR.
What do those feel like? What do winning vibes feel like? I'm not familiar.
Poor
It
DK.
just makes the nuke sounds that Josh let off at the end of our last game in finals, as Rusty and his team slowly started to die off.
It sounds like the screams of my enemies.
Nice.
But yes, when it is time, the belt will be put up for grabs for everybody to claim. But it is not the tournament coming up in any way, shape, or form. So
Okay. Well,
sorry, guys.
I'm still gonna hit you with the chair anyway.
That's fine.
Oh my god, here comes TK with a chair!
I'd love it.
with the steel chair. Let's be specific here. It has to be the steel
Has to be
chair.
the steel chair.
Mhm.
Oh goodness me. How did you like that in terms of in terms of how like excuses go, DK? Was that a good excuse? Did you like Wolfman's excuse there?
I'll give it a B plus A minus. It was good. Slight room for improvement, but you know, gotta leave him wanting more.
It sounds
Passing grade.
partially plagiarized. My God, he's broken in half. So where's Braun? What is
Braun Strowman? Braun Strowman got fired. I'm sure
what
Laser
you
Force
talking about?
tournament in the chat.
Yeah, Laser Force Tournament. What is the Braun
Braun,
Strowman's?
Braun Strowman is a wrestler who just recently got released in error because I don't know who decided to make that decision because it was awful. So
I
yeah,
watched
that's,
wrestling since like I don't know, 98 maybe.
Since the Attitude Era.
Yeah, it's basically since the Attitude Era. I haven't partake. I should, but I can't be bothered.
It's hit or miss sometimes, but I mean, I
It's so
just enjoy
fake.
a bunch of people fake beat each other up, so it's all fun.
It's better than you know, True Housewives of Hollywood or whatever. Watching those fake people beat each other up.
Right.
Right. What do you got next, DK?
So, speaking of looking forward to the tournament, who all is coming from your neck of the woods, anyways?
So as far as I know right now, the list goes Tryhard, Shayla, who is My Little Pony, Disco Stew, GMAT, Ivy, myself. If Noob technically counts, I think Noob's going.
Why wouldn't he
but
count?
He lives here. Well, no, because he plays in Syracuse more than he has played at our site in the last couple years. So
No. If you're gonna do that, you have to either move like Caleb did, or you'd have to play at your home side. There's none of this halfway bullshit.
Syracuse
right,
doesn't have a team.
and then it's 50-50 on whether or not Micro's coming. And that is the list. That is the list so far. So this is my beckoning to the rest of the Detroit laser tag population that is out there right now that you should come, because if you don't, you're a square.
Well, I bet I know what would get Micro to come is if you put the belt on the line and tell him that he won't get to sleep with it anymore if you lose the belt. So he better show up to defend it.
That's not gonna happen. I'm sorry.
Well, I had to try. Yeah, I'm
You
getting close.
You tried well.
So,
Yeah.
but I mean, you've got a full team, right? That's a full contingent of players. Although, yeah, okay. So the format is that it's going to be half like a Nats format, and then half like however else it turns out to be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, some variation of random draw.
Right.
We'll figure out exactly what.
But yeah, it's a whole team. Me and Stu have been talking to people, and, getting people hyped up. Mostly Stu. Stu's the captain, I think.
Stu's my captain.
Yeah, I'm excited at least, and I hope everybody else that's going is going to be excited too. I mean, obviously, like, this isn't like as high stakes as it normally is. But I mean, this is the first time I shouldn't say first time because the St. George's have happened, but I mean, this is the first like branded like fake Nats since all the shit went down with like more sites coming than normal. And yeah, everybody should come.
So Maddie, talking about Disco Stew as opposed to not Fur Baby Stew.
Although he is also the captain. Stu is also the captain.
So okay, so Stu is STEW the dog, and then STU the person.
Yeah, you can't tell the difference between Stu and Stu. I mean, come on, guys. What are you even doing? Listen to the inflection in the voice.
We talk about.
I have a picture of the Lord and Savior
Oh,
right here.
That's just how
look
I
at that
remember
doggo
Disco
boy.
Stew.
Son, look at how beautiful he is. He's my captain forever.
Are you holding a steak off camera? Or is that just how he looks at you?
That's just how he looks at me all the time.
That's
Just majestically, like he's looking out the window.
Is that how you look at the belt when it's hung on your wall?
It's actually hung up from a pipe right here, and anytime I'm running on the treadmill, I just look at it and point to it and go. while I'm getting
This
those
is for you.
miles. So
Yeah. I also put up the picture of the belt and then have to like rip it down, like you do with your opponent when you're boxing. It's every day. You just crumple up the picture of them. It's like, I'm gonna get him.
Oh, man.
I tried hanging up a photo of cake, but then I just went and got cake. Never worked for me.
Is that how you fell off the treadmill?
Yeah. I was
Like,
thinking
fuck
about
this,
cake.
I'm gonna get cake.
This is terrible. Oh, so dope. Cool. It sounds like it's gonna be a decent turnout, like a decent turnout from the Detroit natives. Hopefully.
Yeah, I'm excited. I like everybody on this team, so I'm hoping that we can mesh well and do well. I always believe that, you know, we can win despite any odds. Obviously playing in Syracuse's home arena with a presumably a whole Syracuse team is going to be a challenge, but I mean, as long as you got the teamwork, man, it makes the dream work. And as cliche as that sounds, I mean, it's real.
Nice.
Sweet. DK.
What's your favorite Nats memory that you've had so far, or any tournament? Doesn't have to be Nats.
So that's a tie between that's a three-way tie for me. So I'm gonna start chronologically and go up. So
We do enjoy three ways here on the resupply.
yeah.
Anything shaped like a pyramid, really.
So 2013 was my first international first laser tag tournament ever, and I was the captain of a majority rookie team when it came to laser force tournaments. And
Shot noob.
and you know, we struggled. We were getting destroyed by Detroit A like all during practice, and this was the onset of Craig's team being a thing, and so they were also entering the tournament, and we were practicing with them, and we were also losing.
We don't
them.
say his name. It's like
Sorry.
Voldemort.
Old,
Sorry.
old Voldemort
What are
message.
what's your
Whoa!
preferred? What's your preferred
What the heck?
vernacular for them? Like
I'd say the cult. Whatever, it doesn't
cult?
matter.
Okay, all right,
Doesn't
you got
matter.
it. Cool. Okay, so the cult was playing, and we were also getting destroyed by them, and so that made everybody on the team really mad because it's like, okay, well, who are these people coming in here and just dogging on us when this is like our site? We've been playing here for for so long, like they can just come in and just have better synergy than us and just destroy us every time. So that was a struggle, and so going into the tournament, we lost every game to Detroit A. We lost every game to Craig's team, and then in the finals, we huddled up. Give my famous like Wolfman huddle before the finals, and we destroyed them in finals and eliminated them.
Amazing.
And like that was a good feeling
That
for
was pretty
me
great.
and my team because we struggled the whole time, and we knew we could beat them. We knew how to beat them, and then in the end we were able to like break through their strategy, which was just a really aggressive like sit on the medic and resupply game in the early game, and we figured out how to just diffuse that, and they couldn't touch us after that. So that was really cool. I mean, I have much respect for like three people that were on that team that year. Not so much the other half.
Yeah.
And I
So some of them are okay.
still talk to some of them today, and yeah, that was like a really like high energy, high risk game, and we ended up getting there, and then we shit the bed to DK's team for second
I'm
place.
so glad you guys beat them though, because I did not want to play them again.
Super
I did
tight,
not want to play
yeah.
them again.
Well, and and we ended up losing to DK's team by like 2K. It was like some base shenanigans, and that upset me, but I wasn't mad that we lost to them because I loved all you guys, and playing up against like Flint and Venom was like super exciting and fun
Well,
to do.
we in turn shit the bed against the A team, so you know what? It all
that was my
goes
favorite
in
game to
circles.
ref that tournament because I saw it all go down. It was awesome.
because it only took about 2.5 minutes, and then you could go out.
So I'm in Mind Driller, right?
Much
Back
like
when
the
Mind
Jade
Driller was the
Serpent.
thing, and I'm waiting, and nothing's happening, and I'm looking at JB. I'm like, what's going on? Or is it Juan? I was with Juan, and Juan's like, I don't know what's going on. And then all we see is Venom run through Mind Driller, and he just stops and he talks to us. He's like, yeah, I don't know what happened. We just rushed the ramp, and then like half the people died, and then he just walked away. And I was like,
What happened?
what happened? So
That's
that
what
was
happened.
awesome. So my second favorite memory was in 2017. and it was solely because I was able to meet like a handful of people that year that are like really great friends, and it's the two of you for starters. I got to know DK more in 2017, and I met Stevo for the first time. I got to meet Aiden, Autumn, Greg, and Disco Monkey, and I made a lot of good relationships and friendships that year. And as horrible as my team did that year, it was probably one of my favorite tournaments. One, because I really love all the people, and two, because LTC's arena was awesome.
Yeah.
And RIP.
But pulling out,
That was nice. That wasn't coordinated.
it
That was
really
just
wasn't.
involuntary.
And a 1 and a 2.
Sidebar, it was the first and only time I ever got to missile Rusty in his ass playing heavy, and that was really exciting for me. But yeah, and then my last memory, and as it should be, the best memory was winning in 2019 Nats with Josh and my whole team, because
so good.
that was, I mean, God, we practiced so hard like all year, and it's the first time Australia came to Detroit, and it was us defending our namesake in our own arena. And we've seen teams go down in their own arenas like time and time out with the Australians coming, and it's like, fuck, how do you beat these guys? Like, there's got to be some way to do it, and we pulled it out. We did all that we could, and like, God bless Micro and Josh. Those guys are fucking like gods in their own right. And then Juan just went in there with his whole heart, and then
Juan was mega clutch in those games.
Yeah, we all just went in there and did our best to make Detroit like look great, and we came out on top. And that is just like it's the first time I've ever cried because of a laser tag game. And I was just so happy, like at the end of it, like I was with Juan and we were in green base and we were waiting for the packs to say that we were in first. And once it hit, it was just like, oh my God, like I can't believe that we got here. And yeah, that was something. And
it was intense to ref too. I legit did not know who was winning. Like, right. I had to wait at the end too, and it was like, I don't know who took this.
And the last game, like like obviously there's always the propensity for penalties, like, but it was a pretty clean game.
Nah, I run a tight ship. I wasn't letting any penalty shenanigans go on in that game.
That's another thing, like you don't want the penalties to like make the energy go down, so like it was a Clash of the Titans moment, and then we didn't have to deal with any of the like internal drama after it, and it was just really awesome to be a part of.
The vibe was so pleasant, because I've seen I've witnessed firsthand Brisbane losing a tournament in somebody else's arena because of penalties, and like that stank didn't wash off for like 3 or 4 years. Like it was a long time before that anger simmered. So yeah, like it was a pretty good vibe, to be fair. Yeah,
and you said it, Glader. I didn't say it. You can say that. I can't say that. I was waiting. I'll sound salty if I say that.
Yeah, I was waiting for Glader specifically to make that point.
I would like to comment on that really quick.
Go ahead.
And this isn't a slight at what Glader is saying per se, but
Micro.
You can say all you want that Australia didn't send a full strength team, but no one else has ever been able to beat Australia at all with any strength team, and that is even barely within 2015 them getting cheated out of a win by all the bullshit that the cult pulled. So, I mean, kudos. I wish they could have brought more people in, like a higher level of players, because it would have even been better when we beat them then. But we beat them regardless, and that's that's more than anyone else can say when defending their own arenas.
Yeah,
So
so
that's all I
you-
gotta say about
It's true,
Love you,
and
Dwayne.
the only other thing is, like, again, you can only play who's in front of you, and end of the day, you still beat a team that had Rusty, Baden, and Dredge, even if the other three aren't maybe the top super duper players. That's still a pretty fucking good team, so I can't knock it too much.
You don't know Tyler's
Right.
story about his 2018 wasn't such a shit show. You would have been there. Yeah. Yeah, you're exactly right. You play the opponent that's in front of you, and if people want asterisks,
Right.
South
Go
asterisks
for
don't
it.
happen.
There's no asterisk on that one. There's an asterisk on 2015. There ain't no asterisk on 19. That was
So
a
we
well-deserved
won
victory.
2008, and I put asterisks on that because Brisbane didn't technically send a team. They had some representatives, but technically they weren't at that. Well, no, technically they were, but like historically they weren't at that nationals.
So it sounds like they came in worse than 6th place then.
Oh, they were the Brisbane representatives were down that list a wee bit.
It was their worst showing of all time.
We came close. We came close in 06 to beating a pretty good Brisbane team in our arena. Because I think that was like Traj, Rusty. I can't actually remember who was on that team off the top of my head. I could sit down and figure it out, but I'm not gonna.
It was a pretty similar mix, though. I think it was like Traj, Rusty, Baden, other people in that.
I think Baden was on that team. Baden and
He was. I remember
Baden
from
and
the
Deadly.
pictures.
Baden and Deadly were both
Yeah,
on that
Baden,
team.
Deadly. What was it? What was his name? Was it Scraps?
Yeah, Scraps was on that team. Aaron.
Was on there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And there was one more who could probably figure it out, but
Yeah, somebody else who was pretty decent from
Yeah.
Brisbane, though.
yeah. So we came close, but no cigar. So you guys managed to do what we couldn't, which was pretty awesome. And like, yeah, it was Flamey, Flame Drake.
Flamey, okay,
Was it
yeah.
Flamey? I think it was Flamey. I think so. Yeah, and so and the absolute joy that was in your guys' faces is that whole feeling was exactly how we felt in 2008. All of that, like all of that vibe, I felt from you guys at like while we were watching, and so like we got like a contact high off that. It was awesome. I was like, I know exactly how that feels like. You go all tingly, and you get all emotional. It's great. It's the best high, folks. Winning a laser tag tournament.
For sure.
Especially when you get to take home a snazzy belt. Yeah, it was pretty awesome to see. You got to hug Rusty. That's your best memory from 2019.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I think
We all hugged Rusty.
you got to hug a Rusty at least once in your life.
And they were good. They were good sports about it too. It wasn't like a, we're all pissy because we lost type thing. It was like, yeah, you guys beat us. Hats off to you.
Yeah.
What can you do?
And then we got to go have a mean night at Dave and Buster's. That was really good.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yes, something happened that night. I don't really remember what, but
Me and you made an
Fireball
awesome.
DK.
We had an awesome speech. It was
yeah,
great.
literally plied me with drinks as soon as I walked in the door.
I gotta say one of my favorite Nats memories with you, Wolfman, is the I would say the genesis of commentating games, because me, you, and Virus commentated a bunch of games in Sacramento over Facebook Live, and that was so much fun.
Yeah, I loved it.
And then you and Morange took that to the next level, obviously in Detroit. That shit it makes watching as a spectator, it just brings you in. It's so good.
So me being able to commentate one of my own team's games alongside Morange was very awesome, considering that my ass had to go in after that and clean up a mess to whatever level that I was able to do that. I love you, Andy. Don't at me.
Don't at me.
Don't at me.
But I was, dude, watching your own team play when you're sitting there and you're just like going like blow for blow, like with another person about what's happening is just so like mind fucky. And it was awesome to do up until I had to put my big boy pants on.
Oh, here comes a backpack. Everyone get in.
That's the advantage of rostering 7.
Yeah, you get one person who's able to talk shit about the rest of the team.
Yeah, like,
that's
well,
what
if
I
I
gave
were
it.
in there, we'd definitely be winning.
I'd never say that. I have
No,
faith
I
in my
know.
team always.
Your face
But
said it.
I'm at the end of that game. At the end of that game, Orange looks at me and he's like, "You're probably going in there, yeah?" And I'm like, probably. And then I got instant anxiety because that was the first time I had like stepped in the ring with Australia, like that whole tournament. Like that was the first time was during finals, and so that was kind of crazy because I knew what to expect because
Yeah.
I watched all of the games, and it was scary. It really was. Like the first game, it was like it was like I was in a war zone. Like I felt like if I got shot, I would actually feel something. Is how my brain was like convincing me, like in that game, and it was crazy.
It's such a strange feeling too, like stepping into an arena where you know that all most of the people on that team are at the same level as the top players of your side, but a whole team of them. So now you got to go in and be like, right, there's not really a weak point where I could be like, oh, I'll just go and like see if I can, keep that person out or whatever. Yeah, it's such a strange feeling going in there and being like, fuck, I've got to now go battle like the best that play this game. Yeah, you just shake it off and consider them nothing. Dehumanize and then stop.
So what training tips do you have for the rest of us chump sites who haven't been able to take down Brosman in our own mazes?
Dude, honestly, like it's the mindset first of all. Like you have to understand that like you have the capacity to win. Like you can't
Okay, glad somebody
What did
said
he
it. Thanks,
say?
Micro.
What did he say?
He said have Micro
Have
yell
Micro
at you.
yell at you for 6 years.
Okay, so let's okay,
Get
I'm gonna
on
touch on
site.
that. I'm gonna get to that, Micro. I'm gonna get to that. So like I said, you really have to have the mindset. You got to know that you can win, and that's half the battle. Because if you go in thinking that you're gonna lose because they're good and they've never been beaten before, then you're just automatically putting yourself in a headspace that is toxic and is not gonna get you anywhere. And to Micro's point, I needed the push, and from the minute that we started training for nationals, the only thing that I was thinking in my head is one, I don't want to let my team down, because at that time I didn't even know I was going to be on it. I was just like, I'm going to have to play Australia at some point, and I'm going to have to give it my all, or else my team is going to lose. Like we're going to have a bad time, and it didn't matter where I was at. You have to play your best no matter what. And whether that was on like a C team, hybrid team, on B or A or whatever. And I began training with Micro and Josh and their set team before I even knew that I was going to even be on it. And Micro jokes about him yelling, and he does yell a lot, and I love him, but like that literally put me in the space that I needed to understand like the gravity of the situation. Like I need to be on my toes at all times. And I lost 100 pounds to train for this. I
Crazy.
Yeah, like legit.
Crazy.
I gave it my all during training for this. And in the end, even though like I personally don't think that I played the best in the finals that I could have, but like my input in that, helped us win, like even if it was a small fraction. So the like paramount thing that I can say is that if your team is not 100% like synergized and ready to go in like to give it your all, then you're not going to win ever. And obviously like the years of practice and the years of being able to play this game and being able to understand the game helps, but if you don't click with your team, you just shouldn't shouldn't play. I mean, because you're not going to get anywhere if you're fighting all the time. And I don't think that there was a point where even like, I mean, even in finals, like we lost the game, we lost one game and it got us all like worried and frustrated, but like we didn't snap at each other really. We didn't snap at each other a lot, but we got our spats out quick. We reformatted what we were doing, and we got our heads back in the game, and we did it for each other, and we did it for Detroit, and we won. And that's really all you can do. Also, cardio. Being able to
Good
like
advice.
bend your knees. But yeah, no, but seriously, like, I mean, that's the best advice I can give anybody. You either know how to play the game or you don't, and then you have the teamwork portion, and like that's really all I got for that.
Starting to sound like the rules of Zombieland.
And like kind of to that point, I mean, people have brought it up, and obviously, yeah, you shouldn't yell at new players and drive them away and act like a dick or anything like that. But sometimes I think it is okay to like have just that very passionate response to laser tag when you really want to win. Because I've seen it with some people that are just like, oh, I can't stand it. This player, that player yells and things like that. But I've tried to tell some people at my site, my site that doesn't exist anymore, that it's just like, you know what? Like sometimes I kind of wish that some of you guys had a little bit more of that fire that I've seen in people like Micro and Josh, because it's like they really, really, really want to win, and I really want to win when I go to a Space Marines competition. Like I've had to
Like
learn to
DK,
kind of let things roll off my back a little bit, but you need somebody who's like driving that passion, who's
right?
driving that fire.
In DK, like when you guys, I think you guys beat St. George, and that was a really clutch game. Like the
Yeah.
energy and like just the love and like camaraderie that you guys had like after that game was just like, it hit me here, because like that's what you want to see after like every time you win in any capacity, like coming together, celebrating a victory, and then just going back in and trying to do it again. Like you have to have that passion like every single time, or else you can't pull off those big wins. Like dude, you guys were like so close in Sacramento, and like I really thought that like you guys could get there, but there were just like pieces I felt like in your team's like energy that just didn't feel like they were all there.
Yep.
And it's just something you either can work with it or you can't. But
It's
I'm not
one of it's one of the things that will probably haunt me for the rest of my laser tag career, but it
right.
happens.
And I'm by no means like the best laser tag player like at all, just because my team won a tournament. Like I still, even after 8 years of playing this game, like have a lot to learn. Like there's always a new scenario, there's always a new place that we could end up playing at, and there's always new team members that you can play with. And each time you get put in those scenarios, it's a new thing that you have to reacclimate to. And you could be the best player in the world, but you get stuck with 5 players that are mediocre, that maybe haven't been playing the game for very long or new, and then you have to re-gear your strategy, because even though you're great, you're not going to win unless you get the team all on the same page, and that takes time and it takes energy. And it's something that I look forward to all the time. Like I always like playing with new people, and every new adventures, so that's how I feel about that.
I think
Yep. I'm glad you guys won though, because I think it needed to be like proven to other people in the US scene that, yeah, guys, you can beat Brisbane. They're not invincible. Like they're an incredibly good team. They're incredibly good players, but like you said, if you start from the page of it's too hard. We can't beat them. So
Right.
what's the point? Like you're never gonna, and it's not even that you're not gonna win. It's that you're not going to grow internally as a player. If you feel you've hit a wall, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
And they play the
Right.
same game as we all play. Like, we all know how to play the game. They just do it in a style that is like consistently very good. But it's not
Right.
impossible to get there.
And
So
we all have our like different ways of training too. Like Brisbane's leagues are more consistent than I feel like
yeah,
anywhere in the United States, right? So like they
Way more.
are able to
Way more.
practice more consistently, and that help. And I mean, that's everything too. Like being able to play like all the time. And so being able to like overcome that obstacle and still beat a team that's like whoever the was it Globo Gym from Dodgeball?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I mean, yeah. Can you
Average
imagine actually having access to an arena on a regular basis, then not playing? I mean,
Tisk tisk.
it boggles the mind. What kind of idiots would do
right?
that?
I know.
What kind of selfish, entitled, spoiled assholes would do that?
Sweet subtle dig. So a couple things like
I wasn't trying to be subtle. That's my bad.
with what Micro said before, there's definitely been times where you're way out of line with rage, but you do grow up eventually. Honestly, dude, like I relate to that so much. Because there's times where I've lost my shit in the arena at someone or something that happened, and you kind of take a step back once you calm down. You're like, fuck, that was actually a dick move on my part. And so like part of being a great tag player is being able to recognize those moments and own up to them as well. Which is something I had to learn the hard way. But also, going back to what you're saying about like like yelling at people. So it is something that is earned. So back when I first started, like there was a couple of guys that used to yell quite a lot at newer players, like yell at the new players, because there was an expectation that that you need to be playing at a high level, and so that tended to weed out a lot of people that weren't going to stick around for very long. But on the flip side, if you're in the situation where you don't have a strong members base or like a lot of people, like at least 12 people coming every week, sometimes you don't have the luxury to weed out like weaker players or players that aren't going to be able to tolerate like the highly competitive aggro machine that a site needs to achieve that greatness, because there is maybe a disconnect between playing something at a very high level and playing something that is fun, and sometimes those two things aren't the same, which is I suppose like if you're playing laser tag, first and foremost I assume you do it because you have fun, you like to do it. So if that fun factor is missing because of the win factor, I don't know. It's not really something that a lot of people.
Winning's pretty fun.
Oh, it's so fun.
Well, and it also just comes down to knowing how you have to motivate certain people, because obviously there are some players that I wouldn't yell at or even lecture, because I know that would just cause them to shut down. It's just not going to work. But there are other people that it's like sometimes you just need to tell them they need to pull their fucking head out, and then they will, because it's like they know when it's go time, they know when you're serious and when somebody needs to be refocused. But you see that in any kind of sport, any kind of competition, where it's like sometimes you have the person like, a Michael Jordan or a Kobe who's going to get in your face if you're not meeting their expectations. And then you have the other person on the team who's like the kind of build you up and pat you on the back when you do something well, versus, just stomping on you when you fuck up.
It's real confusing trying to be both of those people.
Right.
Yeah, you got to have both. You can't have one person really do both of it. It's like, to really have the best team dynamic, you kind of need both of those players, and they're not always available, and it's hard.
But like, so you take the Kobe and Jordan comparison, those guys aren't playing for fun.
Well, they are.
They're finding
winning is their fun.
They're finding enjoyment. They're finding enjoyment in the winning. But I wouldn't say that's necessarily like they don't have to be having fun. They get that fulfillment, sure, but definitely this ain't a game. This ain't fun.
Dude, could you imagine?
I mean, if I made their salary, I might feel similarly.
Fun, weird.
Could you imagine if we all got paid to play this game? How fucking intense it would be.
Bro, I'd be
fucking sick.
Yeah. I'd have blown out my knees years ago.
Alternatively, maybe we would have trained to keep our knees in better shape, because could have paid somebody to watch out for that type of thing.
DK,
absolutely.
Ducky said I kind of did. Micro, if you're looking for fun, it can be found at a
It
particular
can be found
warehouse.
July 26th through 30th at the Fun Warehouse.
There's a whole warehouse full of fun just for you.
Yeah, Micro, we can carpool.
All this talk of high level laser force has got me just amped, dude.
Got me rad,
I'm so
rad.
I'm so
ready.
amped.
Play right now.
I'm like, fuck, I might even go like
He's like,
spend an hour
go to
punching
the
a
site
boxing
right
bag.
now.
We'll see what happens after I get off here. I'm like, couch seems nice. That's been like a huge thing, I think, for me personally. Like the lack of tag has been lack of physical activity, which, I mean, as a former portly fellow, I'd imagine that you can kind of relate to. Like, have you found yourself slip into some old habits, or are you
Definitely a lot of bored eating.
Mm.
I'm not at the weight that I want to be right now. I gained about 10 pounds during quarantine.
Yeah.
And so I'm hitting the gym, getting back doing that. I bought a treadmill.
Mm.
It's helped. I'll run in the afternoon after work. I'll run while I'm playing video games. So
Smart.
it kind of helps me like even it out. But it's the shit eating that has been stifling my progress. So
Yeah.
I'm back on my diet now, and I'm hoping to like lose about 10 pounds by the time the tournament rolls around. So I'm back to my nationals win weight.
Playing weight, as I call it.
Yeah, the playing weight.
What do you eat?
I eat bird food pretty much.
Just
Like
seeds.
it's like a chicken, vegetable, and rice thing for lunch and dinner.
Yeah.
And I'll cheat once a week.
It's
But
it's
yeah,
rubbish,
that
but
really
it works.
helps. Yeah, it helps me regulate, my weight loss.
I thought you
Getting
were gonna
back
say
in the gym
pooping.
helps. Yeah, also my pooping. It's easier to keep track. So now that I'm back in the gym, I have more of the equipment, and I'm back on my my weightlifting regiment
Awesome.
as well. So that'll help. Yeah.
Choice.
Yeah, I'm probably
ripped, play
about
laser
to
tag.
pop back in a gym myself next week. I am not looking forward to that first weightlifting session after what's it been, like a year and a half.
Dude, I was sore as shit. It was terrible. I was like,
Like, I'm
oh
hoping
no.
the fact that I've been biking consistently is gonna blunt it a little bit, but I know it's not the same as doing squats and deadlifts, and that yeah, the toilet is not gonna be fun the day after that.
Yeah, it never is.
Like, I'm just gonna stay here.
Somebody
Just bring me the rest of my food.
bring rope. Right on. Have you got anything else, DK?
Yeah, what do you see for the future of Laser Force commentary here, since you're part of the pro team?
I'm hoping that the seats are there for me and Morange when we retire from pew-pewing Laser Force. I feel like that's a good gig for us. I mean, obviously, like it being more integrated than what we were doing, like it seems pretty awesome, and I look forward to being a part of that. I really think that it adds a certain level of involvement from like the audience if there is people color commentating the game, because you could have people that know how to read the scoreboard, but maybe don't necessarily like understand how the flow of the game works in terms of what's being like read. And so having like people like myself and Morange like dictate and like translate what's happening in like a really fun and vibrant way, because we know what's going on based off what we're seeing, like it makes it for a way more like involved experience from everybody. And it'd be really cool, like if we could like go balls to the wall and get like cameras in the arena to see like different like rotating angles of people, and then we could like even like do even more
Yeah,
stuff.
I was like kind of thinking about this the other day, and was like, what I think would be kind of a cool next step for that would be to have like you guys or whoever commentating have the score screen, and then also to have like a couple of the refs, so people who know enough to like where to get a proper shot to show action, but also to be able to stay out of the way of players. If you could somehow get like a camera rig on some of the refs.
That's a great
So experienced refs who were like in the main resupply areas, or something like that, who could kind of show
Kind of
where the
move
main
and-
attacks and where the main action was, and could
I
move
think-
around a little
yeah.
bit.
And I think, to like limit, stream lag too. Like if it was like an instantaneous type thing, like maybe those cameras being set up on motion in terms of like what's being seen instead of like movement on like the ref, because like then, if nothing's going on, obviously you don't want that streaming or anything, but then like at each point as like it shifts from different camera angles, like it's only moving when like it's only turning on when people are like in the action, like while they're there. And I think that would be really cool too.
Well,
and
so
then like me and Morange could have like separate screens on like what we're seeing.
what'll be good? So firstly, Glader, commentary for upcoming Fake Nats probably won't be on the Resupply stream. It'll probably be over at Laser Force tournaments. Because like they've got it already, specific. But for Nationals next year in Auckland, assuming that everything goes ahead and people can actually travel. So Auckland has a CCTV system set up in the maze, where you can watch cameras from outside. And what I want to do is have the ability to capture the CCTV feeds. The owners have been pretty awesome. They've said that we can move some of the cameras around to better positions in the arena, like places where stuff's actually happening. So there'll be there'll be IR cameras. Well, not IR cameras. Same Predator. It's night cameras, so you can see very clearly what's happening. And I think it'll be relatively easy if I can snag the output from that. It'd be relatively easy to set up a scene switcher. So either the commentary team will have the ability to switch between cameras, or we'll maybe snag a third person who's not playing that week to actually to be doing the scene switching. And then we'll look to add a delay on the commentating team, so all of it marries up with what's happening on the scoreboard. Because that's a thing that happened last time, is that there was that delay between the feed and you guys
Getting the information
Yeah.
before.
Spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
Because everyone I remember during the finals, everyone in the foyer were like yelling and cheering and shit, and you guys were like, "I'll just pretend that didn't happen." Oh, now it happens.
You need the sound booth.
Yeah. So
we're thinking a ways out.
Yeah, we are. We got time to do it. So you wanted to do a Joe tournament too, for sure. We'll actually make sure he doesn't have a team to play on, so that he can just be in the commentary team. It'd be great.
What a dick.
So there is stuff in the works for that, and you're right. Like, all of that stuff helps bring spectators in and gives a more enjoyable. Hey, Odin, what's up? It gives a more enjoyable experience for people who aren't part of our game, but might, who are laser tag adjacent, who might enjoy, like, people actually explaining what's happening on the scoreboard and being able to see what's happening on the cameras. Because for us, for the most part, we want to see the scoreboard, and the cameras are just like a nice extra.
Right.
But yeah, for people who don't.
Thunder!
Legend. But yeah, so that's kind of what's in the pipeline.
We're having too much fun in the chat.
It's how we roll here on the Resupply.
Yeah.
It's all about what goes on in the chat. But yeah, that'll be really cool. I hope. We'll see.
Yeah, I hope to.
I
put
say we
myself in that
take off and
position
nuke the
during
entire
Fake Nats.
site
I
from
definitely
orbit.
will be a devoted commentator when I am able.
That'd be cool.
Give that tournament some spice.
Yeah, just sprinkle a little Wolfman on the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you, as a Detroit player, Gen 7 or Gen 8?
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Oh.
Honestly, Gen 8 is amazing, and I don't know if Josh is lurking out there, but he's
all I asked.
very much in defiance of Gen 8. But playing from Gen 8 to Gen 7 and having to go back is just a complete ass factory, in my opinion. Like, I was telling Micro, because Micro has never played on Gen 8, and I was telling him how glorious it is to just launch all of your missiles in the first 5 seconds of the
So
game
awesome.
with crispy locks, and it's just awesome. And I wish that everybody could just have Gen 8 to be able to experience how awesome it is.
I think
And
what the boys, they're probably not like at first is the difference in the weight of the phaser. Like, there's absolutely, like, the Gen 8 phasers are absolutely heavier than the Gen 7 stuff, which, you know, I don't know if that'll hurt performance or whatever. But you get used to it. Like, and once you are used to it, that gun feels so...
don't skip arm day.
You're working in forearms.
Bring them guns.
You want to defeat
get guns from handling that gun.
defeat the Jade Serpent every day, if you will.
Y'all have problems keeping your guns up on Gen 7 packs. Talk about heavier phasers, you better start lifting in the gym.
Keep that gun up.
Gen 8 phaser heavier than me, says Odin.
My issue with the Gen 8 phasers is that, like, you know, the grip is more blocky.
So it's too girthy? You're not a fan of the girth?
Yeah. No, it's too square.
It's too square. Oh, okay.
Too square.
Too much of a chode, if you will.
Other than that, like, I think the design's really cool. Like, I told, and one of the big things that go to, like, Gen 8 is, like, really distracting is the screen on the gun. Like, dude, you're just glancing at it to see how many special points you got, and that's really all you should be looking at.
Yeah, you get over that real quick. Like, there's times where I won't check. I'll check my gun, like, maybe 3 times during the game, if that. And it's only for... like, I probably won't check it if I'm a heavy. And, like, maybe if I'm a commander, I might check it for specials, maybe. But otherwise, yeah. I think the person who probably checks it the most is the medic. You know, to get a
lives.
Give me some helpful information.
Yeah, exactly right. Everything else, like, as a seasoned veteran, you kind of already have a feel for. So, but yeah, like, so glad you're right. So you don't waste time. You check it in the resupply. And even then,
Lenny's complaint is the same as the only complaint that I have. Is I'm just like, I don't need quite that much information, or I have it on the screen. I don't need it in my ear constantly, especially when I'm trying to go for a missile lock. Please don't tell me those things.
I'm gonna call out Aiden just because he's here right now and he can hear me say this at him. So there's just one time, and it only happened once, and it was during random draw last year, where I came up on him and he's just like face deep in the phaser like this, like gun up like this, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, I'm checking my screen, and I'm like, all right, can you do it like this?
But how am I supposed to say?
Like,
Yeah,
you somebody.
That's pretty funny.
I'm just reading the news here. Just reading the news. No worries.
Updated my my socials. It's funny that you say that, because he said I checked the enemy commander's phaser. And I could just imagine him running up to the enemy commander and be like, guys, you come for a second? Fucking hold on.
Oh, dude, and shout out to my other, like, little homie, but Zach in Syracuse.
Yeah, Black Hammer?
Too fast. Black Hammer.
Yeah.
Too fast.
Dan Hammer.
Too furious?
And then he just runs up, and he'll be like up in your phaser like, yo, what's up? What's going on? I'll be like, get out of here, you fucking gremlin.
Get your size 14s out of here, mate. You just keep running on.
Assassin is notorious for that shit too.
What, just running up in your grill?
Yeah, and looking at my gun, and I better see both of their asses in July because they live there.
That's bad urinal etiquette. I just putting that out there.
Yeah.
Always leave a gap.
Yeah, always. All up in my grill trying to check out my phaser. Odin's
well, it was heavier than expected, so you know.
Girthy. Yeah, right. So what you're saying is Gen 8 is the best one.
Oh, Gen 8's definitely. I mean, I only have experience on Gen 6 and Gen 7, and Gen 8. I feel like even the transition from Gen 6 to Gen 7, I didn't really feel it. I mean, it was
that
all
was
really
minor.
like
Yeah.
yeah, it was
minor
all really
thing.
just like technical, like integrations for that, like audio wise, and being able to like do the whole switching positions with the gun thing. Um, dude, Gen 8 is just so much cleaner in my opinion, and it's just way easier to like deal with, and I like it. I hope to have it at my home site someday.
Us too. We hope that you have it at your home site someday. That'd be real nice.
Oh yeah, let's flash back to 2019 where every bit of rage that came out of Steve-O was like, "What the fuck is wrong with these guns? These packs are garbage."
Oh, that wasn't all the rage. Some of the rage came from, what the fuck's up with these hospital visits? That was that's partial.
Also that.
Oh, actually, I'm not going to say that in public. Yeah.
Buy travel insurance, kids.
Always buy travel insurance. Always.
So, I mean, Micro, if you want to experience the greatness that is Gen 8 and, you want to see this beautiful face in the flesh, you better show up at Syracuse, buddy.
He's like, a pass. Wait, G rages.
Fair.
Sometimes I've been known to have a tiff or two. Right. What have you got any more, DK?
That's mostly it. I mean, I'll throw one more out there. What's your favorite non-SM5 game? Because I like to ask this of the people who come on.
Running.
Tag.
Oh. Tag?
Tag.
All right, this interview's over. Let's get out of here. That was the wrong answer.
Don't.
No.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Tag?
Okay. no, let
Tag
me
is
tell you-
wrong.
No. Let me tell you why Tag is one of my favorite games.
Land.
Is because
Zone.
it is and this goes back to when I actually worked at Revolution when it was Laser Edge. People always wanted to play a specialty game, but they never wanted to play any of the things that I offered them. So I offered them like Dungeons and Dragons or like something like Highlander or just something like small. But then I'd give them one of the like less advanced games and they were bored. So I gave them Tag because you were able to be more involved in the getting away from the opponent, and then you also had to focus on like missiling them. And for people that never played Shadows before or like struggled in the like ranking system with Standard to be able to like missile people, like missiling was really hard for people. And I feel personally that Tag was an easier game for people to be able to understand the missile concept because it's the only thing really they were allowed to do. And it was fun. And I liked like watching people have fun playing Tag, and I enjoyed playing Tag. And it's not the most like big brain game ever, but it definitely helped people understand missiles. And then when we went into games like Highlander, which is more high stakes, they understood how to play it, as opposed to having to get thrown into Highlander and then getting missiled out by like a seasoned player and then dying and then not being able to play the rest of the game.
Old Tag.
All right, you're
Tag cuck Wolfman.
your defensive tag has been noted, and it has been upgraded from F tier to D tier. Congratulations.
So actually, we hadn't played for probably 15 years. We hadn't played Tag for like 15 years, and we got to play a couple weeks ago. We played a couple weeks ago, and I didn't realize they had made an update to the game that meant that the person who was if they don't get somebody, relatively quickly, then they get that, somebody else automatically becomes it. Which was good, because prior to that, the only experience I had of Tag is the person who was it doing this in the middle of the arena, and everyone else is just like, what even is the point of this? This is dumb. So
Goddamn millennials and their participation trophies.
Yeah.
Like I've got a wall full of those. Shut up. Yeah, right on. It's a good game. Should have said D&D.
Yeah, it's fun. it's yeah, it is by no means the best game out there, but it has a special place in my heart.
Playing Laser Force with my wife recently has given me a appreciation of the basics of playing laser tag, because we played in the public games, and just seeing the pure joy on her face as she destroyed children just warmed my soul. It was great to see.
Warms the shackles of your heart.
It should the shackles of my heart for sure.
Yep.
You know that sort of thing.
My wife played Space Marines with me one time, like 8 years ago, and it took her 5 minutes to realize it was never again.
Yeah.
And that's all I'll say about that. And micro, you know.
Me and Dan have been together since 2007, and this was the very first time we'd played tag together, and she actually enjoyed it. But I said, members night is not for you. it'll ruin our marriage if you came to members night. So we might
fair.
We'll stick to destroying little kids in the weekend. Photon is
every
dope.
couple needs a hobby. Destroying little kids might as well be one of them.
Exactly right. Yeah, Lenny, Photon is dope. This is a great game. Cheers.
Photon is dope. Hey, Micro, if you come to Syracuse, we can play some Z game. I actually like Z game, so we can play some Zone on proper gear, on proper Force gear.
That reminds me, we're looking for a new host for the Resupply podcast. So, no, just fucking with you.
I'm trying to rope him in. Shut up.
Yeah. You said we could play Z game. Oh, we would. But
I actually do like Z game,
to
but only if you play it on Force gear. I don't like it on
Z-game.
Zone gear.
We in stream. We haven't tried it, so don't yuck it until you try it, folks. Gross. Amazing.
Alright, I tried.
Right. Anything else, my friend?
No, that's good.
Crushed
it, Wolfman. Thanks.
Bloody
Tried.
as per usual, my friend. As per usual. I think every time you come on here, we see that belt. That's kind of what. Yeah, that's kind of.
And hopefully by the next time I'm on here, it will be after a tournament where we have defended it again.
Micro,
it needed TLC. I'm gonna give it back. You gotta. I was telling them how it puts you to sleep at night.
Is that because it gets caught around the throat and
Micro,
semi chokes you out? Or...
Micro, does this make you feel some kind of way?
Hey, quit that! Stop!
Leave the belt on the wall while you're killing the Jade Serpent.
Okay.
Um,
Micro doesn't want to know what I do with this.
Yeah. Why does it smell funny every time I get it back from Wolfman? You bought fireworks to pretend you were in the WWE? That's awesome. Please record that and put it on the internet for us.
I didn't sign up to Molested Trophy kind of show. I'm sorry.
Well,
It's what you're being subjected to.
It's a mixed bag here on the Resupply. You never know what you're going to get. Sometimes one of your guests is going to molest the trophy. It's just going to happen. Right. Anywho's, Wolfman, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thanks for having me.
It sounds like you are amped as shit to play at this competition coming up.
I am too. Let's go. Let's get this on.
You lucky bastards.
Yeah, appreciate you guys having me on. And I hope that everybody comes. That is, I mean, obviously the international players can't come, but I hope everybody that's in America comes.
We're hoping to do something trans-Tasman soon, but Melbourne's just gone back into lockdown, unfortunately, which means the likelihood of them being able to travel even within Australia is very slim. Hopefully we'll be able to still head over there. I'm supposed to be going there in October, so hopefully the border remains open, but we'll see. Again, first world problems. Oh no, I don't get to go to PAX. Boo-hoo.
Just load up your phasers with the vaccine and just start heading down the
Yep.
street and just popping people.
That's how it works.
I wish. I want to try and get
If
it.
they put laser tag players in charge of vaccine distribution, we'd have that shit done by like Thursday.
Show me your shoulder. There we go.
Pop.
All right. Well, look. Thank you everyone in chat for hanging out with us today. We will be back. Hopefully, we'll play some lasers on Tuesday. We'll get our Laser Force Live cranking on Tuesday. If for whatever reason we don't end up playing, I'll be doing some more Death Stranding, which has just weirded me the fuck out. But
Weird game.
Oh, it has been a weird game. But it's been pretty cool so far. We played our first session this week. Wednesday, Lego. Thursday, Thunderdome Thursday, and then we'll be back for more Resupply goodness next week. Welcome to Hideo Kojima. More bathroom selfies. Who was taking selfies in the bathroom?
Maybe you forgot to turn your camera off, buddy.
Fuck.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. Oh yes, I got you. We did that in the game. Yeah. But for this week, I have been Guy Next Door.
I've been DK.
Always remember to. You said that weird. That's not here, damn it, DK.
It throws off the cadence if I'm going.
There
yeah.
we go. And I've been DK. Ugh. Oh, Eva, what up? Well, for those pops, it's a big old wall of pop vinyls. Eva,
Those are pop.
you're right on time for us.
It's
to
literally all the pops.
end the show. For us to end the
We're
show.
ending the show with
All right.
pops.
Here,
So-
try it again, Steve. We'll
it's-
see if we can get it right this time.
Hang on. We're gonna quickly chuck a raid to our good friend Truly Awful Gaming. Please, if you haven't already followed my friend Gray, Truly, that's not even how you spell that. Fuck, he's got such a long ass name, dude.
You need
Please
one of
give.
those control decks where you just press the button.
Yes, I do. Not enough money. Please give our boy Gray some love. He is a dear friend of mine, guitarist extraordinaire for the band These Four Walls. Give him some love. But always remember to backtrack, kids, and we will see you next week. Kagite.
Oh, that Jade Serpent.
Always at the Jade Serpent. Where's the end? End.
I've been throwing daggers in the night. I've been chasing all the stars, stealing all their lights. The cut so sharp, cut so deep. If they seem to hit their target, must be what we reap. 'Cause you don't know what I know. You don't feel the way I feel. All these places I want